so far you've seen power generation, where to hit and how to hit, and you've also seen what to do as a backup situation for when things have gone wrong. Now what we're going to do is show you how to combine all of those things together in a more realistic application, a little bit more street orientated, if you will. Okay, be careful when you practice it, and most of all enjoy it.
Okay, what we're going to do now is just bring the stuff a little bit closer to the street sort of situation. We're going to go through some of the throws that we've done. Obviously we're wearing different clothing, so you just need to see how we adapt what we do, make it work for an everyday situation, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go for the first one that we did before, which was an Oso to Gary type throw, a rear leg sweep, and just show you that we can still do it even though we're not wearing those funny coloured pyjamas and stuff. It will still work. The most important thing again is to remember the same principles. So to look at the different directions that the balance is broken, the triangle theory that we talked about, making sure that his weight's going towards the third point of that triangle, so he's off balance. And lots of things like the yin and yang theory. If you get some of the other bits in the series, you'll explain a bit more about that. And also the pressure points. Again, if you look in further into the series, you'll find that the pressure points have come in, and we can use those as well to help us. So I'm just going to get Mike to come in front of me first of all, and then we'll show you a little bit more on the move in a minute. Because he hasn't got his gi on, we're not going to take the same sort of position that we would do with that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, as long as he's got some kind of clothing, or he's got an arm or a wrist to grab, we can still make it work. We're going to apply exactly the same principles. So I'm going to grab his wrist, whereas before I would have grabbed his jacket. Grab his wrist on this side. This hand's going to come up towards the shoulder. Doesn't need to grab hold of the clothing. I'm just using it to push. And again, same sort of thing. I'm going to step in, keep my balance sorted by keeping that foot advancing first of all. Push in with the shoulder, pull down with the wrist, push back and pull down with the other hand on the shoulder. You see he's already losing balance, and then just pull the leg up. If you find that you need a little bit more of an advantage, so they're extremely tall or they're extremely wide and you can't get quite close enough to do it, then you need other players to come in, more to do with yin and yang and pressure points and stuff. Basically all you need to do is to make sure that his head comes past the central line of his body. Once his head starts going back like that, he's much more off balance. What you do to get him there is entirely up to you, depending on what you know. We can also start adding in pressure points as well. So when we start pulling this down and we get here, if we find that we haven't broken his balance enough and we need a bit more of help, then instead of just sweeping this leg up, pulling it up, do this extremely lightly, but you just come right into the middle of the calf and the bladder line, and you're going to use that to unbalance his leg. It takes very, very little effort to do that. He'll now have a little bit of a bruise, but that's all right, he's used to it. And you can get that working really, really well. We'll come on to doing this in a minute with a bit more speed so you can see it a bit more practically.
What are you looking at, mate?
Okay, what we've got there then is just the same throw that I did before, only that Andy is the aggressor, is doing it to me first of all. Again, it just comes down to speed, timing, getting your distance right, accenting the third point of that triangle that we keep going on about all the time. As long as we get all of that in, then we can make the counter, and we've made it even easier by using exactly the same throw against him. So as soon as he moves in that direction, you start moving and just keep his weight going towards that third point, and you'll be able to get the counter nice and easily. Okay, now what we're going to do is just extend that a little bit. We've got the initial attack coming in, we're defending that by countering it with the same throw, and we're just going to finish off with something nice and simple so that we can make our escape.